Another Residuals for Life podcast brought to you by IGT. I'm in the studio with my man, the national sales trainer, Randy Wilson. Make some noise.
Hey, what's up? So fun. Good to see you, man.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you so much for jumping on the show. We have a
Yeah.
lot to cover. It's going to be a quick, short, and simple show. But man, Randy, a lot of stuff going on in tech news and cybersecurity and in telecom world right now, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think we've had talks before, so fun, about how, nothing happens without telecom.
Mm,
Phone and internet drive the world. I know they
ab-
say money rules the world, but I think money comes second to phone and internet.
yeah.
So yeah, I think there's a lot of things happening out there on the business level, the federal level. I mean, we were just talking about quite a few things there, but it's big time, man, big time.
Yeah, one of the things that stood out to me recently is the whole Patelco breach, Patelco credit unions, and not just that bank specifically. There's a lot of like banks, pharmacies going under cybersecurity, and they've been breached, and a lot of like data, people being able to access it, hackers
Mm.
accessing this data and it's selling it off. It's kind of scary out there, and you got to have the right things in place. And some of our carriers that we work with, Randy, actually provide amazing cybersecurity and you got to have the bandwidth, you got to have the ability to support and also have an infrastructure built in to protect your business and your clients from cybersecurity especially. And I'm very happy to know that we work with some top carriers that provides that.
Yeah, I think what we have to think about, so fun, is um, who rules the world today and in the future. It's going to
Mm.
be those who have data. Data is
Oh,
a major commodity right now. Data is everything. That we've heard the term big data.
right.
The aggregate of all the information that is collected on the people every day over the internet, especially in this day and age, and that data becomes a target for exploitation. And so, there are some, no gooders out there that are
Yes.
trying to capture that data, collect on that data, exploit that data. I think, I think back in the day, it was kind of like spies. Oh, the
Right.
cold world, right? Who's got the code, the key code, or whatever, the secret code to the nuclear bomb, whatever. But
Yeah.
nowadays, it's not about all that stuff anymore. It's not even about who's got the keys to the bank or the code to the bank anymore. People don't want the money, they want the data. Data is
That's
key.
yes.
And, shame on any business out there right now. Shame on any business out there that is a data collector of some sort, financial, medical,
Mhm.
all these kinds of things. If you're collecting this data on your customers, and you're considered big data, or you're growing to be big data, or you're selling to big data, whatever you're doing, and you don't have an optimized platform for cybersecurity,
Right.
you're just not living in today's day and age. I think we should scrutinize companies that don't have the optimum cybersecurity measures in place.
Yeah, absolutely. You know who's responsible for a lot of this data is also, you'd be surprised, TikTok.
Mm,
Right. They're
yeah,
capturing data every day from
big data,
small yeah, big data from
big data.
small mom and pop business owners and stuff like that. And they're I mean, they have access to a lot of things, so it's kind of scary out there. And we brought this up in a conversation early before we got on live here. Um, we talked about who is responsible for that. Who is responsible for actually, you know, maintaining the quality and actually looking out or doing the research to make sure that our carriers are providing the right type of service, right, for
Hmm.
their clientele. For example, who makes that decision, right?
Right,
If
right.
if it's going to be, let's say, a AirSpring, Net2Phone, or GoTo, or whatever it is that they decide to use, which carrier they decide to use, who is that person? What's your
Well,
guess?
yeah, we were talking about how, okay, so like you walk through the front door of a company,
Hmm.
okay, and let's say you want to help this company, optimize and provide security for the data and all the protection. We do what we do. Okay, we walk in the door. We want to help this company.
Right.
Who is the person most concerned and most responsible for the performance of their internet, their phone systems,
Yes.
their cybersecurity, their cloud management? Who is that person? And and let's face it, if we're real here, so far, I think that's probably the biggest challenge to our role here at IGT is we need to
Yes.
find out who is the exact person who is most concerned about and most responsible and is accountable to the performance of the phone, internet, cybersecurity, and cloud. I mean,
Wow.
mobile. Who manages all that?
I know at the end of the day, if there's a breach and a cybersecurity breach and your clients, if you're owner of a business and your clients' information get leaked out there, you better hope and pray that you have some type of cybersecurity insurance as well, because there are cybersecurity insurance available from these insurance companies that they offer that. And it's important that you choose the right carrier, especially if that's your responsibility. But I know that if there's a breach, you will get fined. And who writes
Yes.
the check? Who writes the check,
Who
right?
who yeah, who writes the check for if there's a fine? And we're not talking about $500.
No.
Maybe 500 per, customer.
Yes. Yes.
But you see some of these lawsuits are in the multi millions.
Oh
So
my gosh.
I know I was just looking at I mean, let's say you have these companies out there and they go, oh well, we'll worry about that later. Okay, so who
Mhm.
who are some of these companies and organizations that are concerned most about this cybersecurity topic? I mean, I'm looking at an article now that the FCC, that's the Federal Communications Commission,
Mhm.
is moves to strengthen internet routing security. So at the end of the day, guys, if the federal government is making moves to optimize, secure the internet and cybersecurity and everything, protect themselves from hackers, and all these kinds of things. Come on, why are you still living in the dark ages?
Yes.
Why would you not make that a top priority, especially today when I would say at least once a year I get a letter in the mail for some company that I dealt with telling me that we're sorry, but XYZ months ago your data was part of some security breach. Come on.
Right.
Do we got to wait for when it happens? When it actually it's if it happens? I'm sorry. Do we have to wait for if it happens
Right.
when
It's
it's
when.
when it
We
happens? Yeah.
know it
Yeah.
exactly, and that this is a huge deal too. I want to bring this up because I had a situation when I walked into an establishment and I wanted to speak with the owner, and I learned this from Ben Martinez, who happens to be our national Kickstarter
Yeah.
trainer as well. Ben Martinez, and also Ben Martinez is a part of the President's Club, right, for
Yeah. He
2023.
did.
So
Yeah.
congratulations to Ben, by the way. And now on that note, he said the easiest way to get engaged with the business owner is ask them, "Hey, do you guys have Wi-Fi here?" He asked that same question, and I, I
Mm,
I started using that. Hey, you guys have Wi-Fi here? Okay, who's in charge of that? All right. Well,
mm.
if there's a way for us to help you reduce your costs and cut down your internet bill, your phone bill, would it be okay if I tell you more about it? Right?
Yeah.
And that opened the doors and opportunities for you to have a good conversation with the business owners, hopefully the decision maker who's in charge of actually getting the quality type of protection for the customers in case of a cybersecurity breach. Um,
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I was talking to the president of IGT, Mr.
yeah.
David Kirby here, who's been on, obviously on the show a few times. Um, and we just talked about that. We talked about at our next national training, which is the
Mhm.
monthly training once a month that I'll be hosting
Yeah, I
here on
can't
the
wait for your
30th.
training.
Yes, we actually talked about the conversations that we need to. That's what we want to train on is what's
Love
the
it.
best optimal conversations to have, um, because one of our team members, Ron, kind of has
Yes.
been bringing that up to David too. hey, we want to spend some time talking about the best conversations to have so we can be effective at our, at our approach when we go in there and talk to businesses.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's good to actually have some type of like talking track and key points, and it's something that we can bring up, and some pain points that we want to address to the business owners, because a lot of these business owners, as you know, Randy, they're looking for ways to cut down costs. They're looking for ways
Absolutely.
to be more efficient and just obviously increase profits and just maybe even expand. But there's limited resources, limited capital, limited funds. So how do you free up that capital? How do you free up the funds? And well, let's take a look at where you're spending your money at right now. And that's why we're part of the crusade of IGT and helping people build residuals for life. We go there, we provide solutions. And like we always say, we are a blessing to these business owners. We can show them, look, you're already spending money on phone and internet service, right? Why are you paying at retail price when you can easily save up to 30 to 60% by just moving over to a wholesale platform? And like part of your training, Randy, that you do every single month, I love it. Gives a lot of the agents, and we're at what, 500 plus agents now. These agents, they're coming from different walks of life. They have no idea about this industry, but when they get in there, they take the training, they attend your training, and just like myself, and now we go off out there into the world with talking points, pain points, talking tracks, and confidence, knowing that we can actually provide a blessing and a huge reduction on these business owners' costs, by telling them more about the IGT platform.
Yeah, and there's something that I learned a long time ago in business, and that was there's only two ways to increase profits. There's only two. Okay. One,
Okay.
raise prices. Two is cut costs.
Yeah, right. Oh my goodness.
So, I mean, there
It's
you
so
go.
simple.
It's simple, right? That's the only way to increase profits.
IGT
So,
simplified, baby. I love it, man. Yeah,
yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah.
You
So,
make everything simple, Randy.
I try, brother. I try.
We appreciate
So,
your training. It's so valuable.
if you think about things in that term, in those, in that fashion, if you're a business owner out there, um, and you're looking to increase your profits, obviously increasing prices is really a
Mm,
sensitive topic.
right now,
There,
yes.
there better be a meeting of the board before you start raising prices, right?
Right, right.
But if it's all about cutting costs, man, you know, instead of looking at what employees you can lay off,
Hmm.
instead of looking at how to contract in your whether materials or office space or whatever,
Right.
look at an easy low hanging fruit target that
Oh my
has a
gosh.
dual purpose. One, lower the cost. Lowering the cost increases profits,
Right.
but like we've talked a lot about today, you're also increasing the effectiveness, performance. You're optimizing, bringing
Yes.
up to date your telecom infrastructure. Everybody wins here. Your
Everybody.
your business wins, which is all that's really important. Is your business wins when you target telecom, cut the costs, improve on your telecom services, and now you're not one of these statistics that you and I have been talking about
Right.
before the call started. All these companies losing their, getting sued or
Right.
data
Yeah.
hacks and stuff like
Yes.
that. You can avoid that with optimizing your telecom with IGT, wholesale telecommunications.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I love it. And before I discovering this, IGT's platform and being able to be a blessing to business owners, I would try to coach and consult business owners in different ways to do all their marketing and sales and things like that. But then now it's when I walk through the door now, and the conversation I'm having with these business owners, it says, hey, let's take a look at where you're spending your money at right now. Okay,
Mhm.
we can actually just reduce your costs right now. Let's just cut this down. And what you also said is that it's not always about cutting costs, but sometimes we can also cut costs and also increase their quality of service too, in terms of phone and internet. But yeah, it's you moving to, you're doubling, tripling your bandwidth, and also I you getting what you always say, that word you always you love to say, white gloves,
Optimizing.
optimizing.
And yeah, yeah, optimizing and white glove customer support. Yeah. Well,
Yes.
think about this though too. Is like even if though, Safan, even if we take a look at a business and it turns out, in the slim case that it does, it turns out that in order for them to optimize their telecom services, it turns out that they are actually going to spend a little more. Let's just say that that's the case.
Right.
But now you have the most state of the art,
Mm,
telecom infrastructure, and it's, sure, you might be paying more for what you compared to what you had, but now what you have is so much more. You see what I
right.
mean?
Oh, there you go.
And now, but maybe you have to upgrade. Sometimes upgrades comes with a little extra cost, but let's say it does come with a little extra cost, but now you can sleep at night knowing that you have the highest level of security, cloud management, phone, internet, data management, data security. What if you could have all the top available technologies in your business now, so you won't be a victim to any of these hacks or breaches or whatever? I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I
a-
mean?
Absolutely. Increasing your cybersecurity is very, very important these days. Everything's moving towards the cloud. You have to be working with a carrier that can actually provide you the type of service and yeah, protect your clientele. There's more and more hacker groups, even like terrorist hacker groups out there, and they're going after data. Like you said, Randy, earlier, it's all about data. That's what they're
Data.
collecting right now,
That's
right?
right.
And
Data
as
is the
data, yeah, yeah,
commodity
gold,
of the world.
the
It's gold. Yeah,
commodity.
it's the commodity of the world. It's the gold of the world today.
And that's where it's at right now. And we can continue on this right now, but I think we touched base on a lot of different things, especially about cybersecurity, especially about how business owners can wait, one more time, you can either increase your prices, l-
Or lower your expenses.
lower your expenses.
That's the only way to make a profit.
That's it. And if you're in charge, if you're working with a company and you are in charge of this, get in contact with us, either Randy or myself. We would love to give you a quick consultation and see how we can help you reduce, lower your costs on your operations in terms of your telecom services, phone and internet. And any agents out there, what do you recommend to anyone that's considering a career, or maybe start building residuals for life with us?
Yeah, the fact is that there's not many opportunities out there for residual income. I mean,
Mhm.
the truth is, guys, and I know this might be a little bit of just a brief little tangent, but the fact is that most of us work our careers for, what, 30, 40 years, and then our hopes is that we have residual income for the rest of our lives.
That's true.
I don't think anybody's under the delusion that you're going to work your life, take a big pile of money, and then live on it for the rest of your life. No, we put away, we put in our investment accounts, and then we live off the residual income for the rest of our
Yes.
lives. That's the
Uh,
ideal situation, right?
yeah. Yeah.
But there's not a whole lot of ways that a person can go out there today and earn residual income. Most of the time, it's either a huge commission, feast or famine,
Hmm.
or it's work per hour or salary or something like that.
Yep.
But residual income is the mythical beast that most people will never, you know what I mean, will never, tussle in their whole lives. And with IGT, we offer that as part of our, that's our compensation. We get paid residually. And the
Yes.
funny thing is you guys should see David Kirby, man, the CEO of the company. When he's writing those checks, he gets so excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
So
Man, he
it's
does.
a cool thing. It's cool to be to work with somebody that's excited to pay you residual money.
Right. No, he really is. And he always tells me that's what makes his heart beat, to be a blessing to others, because
Yeah,
he's also funding his nonprofit, International Children's Life Foundation, and which is amazing what Mr. David Kirby do. And
yeah.
I just have to say that just recently, just a matter of fact, yesterday, I I receive a residual check, and I happen to live in the area where he lives in too, not exactly in the area, but he personally hand delivered a check to me
Whoop,
and said
whoop.
he was so happy to hand it to me, and I was so happy to receive it because I. Randy, let me tell you, as far as with finance and things goes, man. Okay, that check was a blessing. That opened up. Now I'm like, wow, okay, good.
Yes,
I can
sir.
actually, I can take care. For example, I had to take care of my son's soccer fees as well,
Mm,
right?
yeah,
Re-enroll him into a summer camp too as well. And
yeah.
this if it's an extra $100 check, $200 check, 500. $5,000 check. It's residuals, you guys. It's gonna keep on coming every single month, and
Whoop,
that can
whoop.
take care of a car payment. That can take
That's
care of
right.
groceries. It
That's
can
right.
take care of a lot of necessities. I mean, things are getting expensive right now. So why not build another stream of income, right? Simply by just introducing the IGT platform into to a business that to a church organization. We have Mr. Ben Martinez. He worked with a lot of different nonprofits, and he's helped
Yes.
churches, hospitals, hotels, retail businesses, restaurants lower their operational costs, and in turn he will receive residuals for life. I love it. And Ben Martinez, he's part of the president club. Even myself, we all come from different backgrounds, right? All walks of life.
Yes.
I have no idea about the telecom industry, Randy, until you told me about this, and I'm like, insane. I binge watch it. By the way, you guys, if you get a chance to go and binge watch all of Randy's like telecom videos, and you will learn so much about it and get
I,
excited about this industry.
I wholesale telecom. I wholesale telecom at YouTube, and yeah, you learn a lot with this business, getting involved in. It doesn't require any kind of technical background.
Nope.
The fact is that even a couple of guys like you and I can get involved with this thing, and learn it pretty quickly. And I think really the foundation of what we're doing is just understanding the needs of business. And there is not a business on the planet today that doesn't rely on phone and internet on some
Mhm.
level. And
Right.
so once that clicks, then yeah, then it's all a matter of just how do I just introduce, how do I get in front of the person who's concerned about phone and internet or in an organization, and then the rest is pretty easy from there.
It is, because you provide the training, right? We have monthly sales training, we have
Yeah.
Kickstarter programs, we have the one initial training by Mr. JD Marr, and everything's all simplified, if you will. And we have some of the brightest minds in the industry. We have an amazing quotes team that does all the heavy lifting, and we even have, I don't want to say closers, but we have a team of people who will help you facilitate the process and make and provide you the know-how, the documentation, everything. So you
Support.
sound the support, everything's there, you guys. Plug and play. And here's what I love most. And David Kirby always mentioned this: no quota. There's
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you build this business as fast as you want, as slow as you want. But obviously, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And you're with the team. And we have a weekly podcast, and there's a lot of awards, incentives, so much stuff. I mean, we
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
shining star, Randy. You developed a whole shining
Hey
star
man,
idea.
I with you too. I mean, we both
I
came up with
love
it.
it.
We the
It
shining
is
star.
amazing.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great thing. Again, David's all excited about that. By the way, he's totally
Yes,
excited about being able to recognize the top performers and with all the incentives and everything. So it's getting gooder and gooder, man.
man. Better and better every day. Gooder and gooder. I love it, Randy. Now, I kept you on here for way too long. And you guys, if you guys are tuning in, don't hesitate. Get in contact with Randy. Watch all his videos. Get in contact with myself. Reach out to us. We would love to have you part of the family. Go out there with it with on this crusade. To help business owners. Everyone's looking for ways to cut down costs. Everyone's looking for more bandwidth, cybersecurity, protect them, their clientele, and we're looking for different ways to man, handle this inflation. This inflation is crazy.
It's
I
crazy.
mean, by the way, but on Sunday, Randy, I went out and went to the drive-thru at Burger King, and man, I ordered 2 meals. I'll give you a guess how much my my bill came up to be. I was shocked. I was like, "What? No way, man!
$20. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know. I haven't.
Thirty thirty
Huh?
dollars, man. 30 bucks.
$30.
Yes, Man, that was insane. And this is like, a burger and some fries. It's
Man.
crazy. But hey,
So
this is where
yeah,
it's at,
yeah, yeah.
right? A lot of stores are closing down. But there's you don't have to shut down.
Well,
Let's
and
just go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was going to say if whether you're a business who's looking to reduce the cost, because even when you look at these fast food restaurants, why are they charging you $30? Well, because their expenses have gone up.
Ooh, good
Okay,
point.
so they need to learn how to cut some expenses. All right,
Right.
so now they don't have to transfer that increased expense to you, the consumer.
Good point. Right.
Meanwhile, the consumers, hey, if you're looking for an additional stream of cash flow to help you manage these increased expenses of daily living, then you need to come on this side. You know what I mean? Like, so
Right.
we need people on this side, which is the agent side or
Hmm.
consultant side, and we need people on this side, which is the customer side.
Yeah.
And in
And
both scenarios, we help out the economy. You know what I mean?
absolutely. And I'm glad you brought that up before we end here. Dave says you're either a customer, an agent, or sometimes
Both.
both. So if you're
So
working for a company and you want to be the hero for your company, and you say, hey, you know what? I can probably help my company cut down their costs on their phone and internet bill. Become an agent,
that's right.
right? Get in contact with Randy or myself. We'll reach out to the owner of the business and show them an optimized report of how we can reduce their expenses, and then you will get residuals for life. I think that's a win-win.
And you might keep your job.
And you might keep your job because you just did an amazing, right? Come on,
Hey,
you,
you just lowered the expenses of the company to
and you
help
oh,
fund your salary. You know.
there you go to fund your salary. Wow, guys, we can continue on this forever. Hope you
Yeah,
guys reach out.
yeah, yeah.
Stay, stay informed, stay in touch. Before I let you go, I just want to play this little clip by Dave.
President of IGT, I got to pay somebody. Might as well be you.
Yeah, that's David
Yeah,
Curtis, CEO, man.
yeah,
Randy, it's a
yeah.
pleasure having you, brother. Any
You too,
final
brother.
thoughts?
Hey, man. Let's take this. Let's take this serious. That's all. This topic that we're talking about is serious. I know we have a lot of fun, brother. And obviously you and me could probably talk forever on all this stuff.
I know,
So,
right?
we could talk forever. But the truth is this aspect of business is serious. Internet, phone,
Mm,
telecom, cybersecurity, cloud. This is where the world is going. The world does not exist without these things that we're talking about.
right.
So while we're smiling and giggling here about how all this stuff works, hey, let's take it serious, brother. Let's take this stuff serious. If you're a business or a business owner or a person in the right position, you need to call us. If you're somebody that is looking for ways to better manage the increase of life expenses, then give us a call so we can manage both these two pieces of the puzzle.
Absolutely. Randy, always a pleasure to have you on here, brother. We'll see you
Absolutely,
later.
brother. See you
All
soon.
right, you guys. Stay tuned.
Three, two,